Hey everyone, welcome back to the Total RNG. This is a special podcast today because we have the CLT Babes, aka our wives, here hanging out with us today. This is my wife Victoria, and I'll let you introduce your wife because then we can I point to you. This is awkward. I'm trying to.
This is my beautiful bride. We talked on the podcast last week about our wedding, and I'm gonna make a video about our wedding at some point. But this is the wonderful Sarah.
Woohoo!
Just Sarah. Hey.
Just Sarah.
Just Sarah. So we wanted to bring them on because we feel like we haven't had a lot of input from the female side or let people know. I would get a lot of people asking me, hey, I've got a girlfriend or I've got a wife. They don't really understand esports. What should I tell them? And I was finally like, let's just get our wives on the podcast and let them explain how it was for them and how we've kind of done things here, and they've been along for the ride. I mean, my wife's been super supportive. I know your wife has, and I know that I knocked my wife's headphone out. Sorry, I had to close the blinds. The blinds are right behind here, and I just wanted to bring them on to kind of see what it's like from their perspective of being involved in esports. By being, attached to us, being married to us and seeing what their insight on everything was. So
Curse that keeps on giving.
It's what it is. I know there's a lot of nights where Victoria's like, I can't believe you're still out playing games, and I'm like, it's for the company, I swear.
I just want to preface this. You can totally say everything that you truly feel about esports. This is a safe zone. You can talk about anything you want because there's all kinds of girls out there that have boyfriends that play video games like crazy, and we want them to see it from a different perspective. So you're trying to connect with the females that are out there and how it is to be married to the deadly duo.
Yep, and also this is wow. This is all raw footage. We don't cut anything. We just upload it. That's it. So whatever you guys say, it's gonna be on record. It does forever.
Sweet. No pressure.
So Victoria, do you play any video games at all, or give me your 1,000-foot view of what gaming is at this point?
I never play games.
You know what? That's funny. I don't mean to cut you off already.
Yeah, he does.
But let me tell you something. When I first met her, she told me she played Call of Duty a lot. I was like, oh, you play video games? She's like, oh, yeah, I play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
After a few months, I determined that was a lie.
Look, I feel like there's this whole, stigma thing where, dudes can say whatever they want to girls to, make the connection happen or whatever. Those little white lies aren't obviously detrimental to your relationship, but I watched a mean Call of Duty, okay? I can watch it so hard, okay?
She plays Mario Kart.
Oh yeah, I will throw a banana at you all day long.
She'll play Mario Kart.
I can play me Mario Kart. That's a fact.
Yep.
But other than that, no, I'm totally fine to never
and Candy
play
Crush
a game.
at one point, right?
I never played
No,
Candy
what was
Crush.
it?
Bubble Burst.
Bubble Burst, that was it, on the phone game.
Yeah, that's a lot different than Candy Crush, right?
Yeah, I never, no, none of those. No, thank you.
Okay,
What about you, babe? What's your background in gaming?
well, let me take it way back here, guys. The first gaming system that was ever given to me was a Sega.
Ooh, okay. That was a good one.
It didn't work.
It didn't turn on at all.
Doomed from the start.
Then we just had no desire or interest because I didn't really know what I was missing. And then Game Boy came out. Game Boy Color.
Oh, I remember those.
Did you play it on Game Boy Color?
Oh,
what was your game?
let me tell you.
Pokemon.
Pokemon Silver.
I was about to say blue or silver, yeah.
Donkey Kong.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm
learning things.
Crash
Mario.
Bandicoot. Did you ever play Crash Bandicoot?
I
love that
Crash
game.
Bandicoot.
Me too.
Yes. Then we moved into PlayStation, and I got as far as a PlayStation 2 with DDR.
Oh, that's right. You played DDR.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Good old DDR. And that died out in about 9th grade.
Yeah.
And
Then
that
it was
fun.
Guitar Hero after that.
Oh, I did get into some rock band action.
Yeah, I figured if you play DDR, those are rhythm games. That's kind of that's all you want to do.
Although
Yeah.
I
Sit over here
the guitar, I could not master that. Drums, That was my thing.
My 22nd birthday, when I was in the Navy, when I was stationed in Norfolk, I lived on Virginia Beach, like a few blocks from the beach.
Actually, on the water, he lived on Virginia Beach.
Yeah, like I was like a few blocks from it. It was nice. But at my 22nd birthday, we had everyone come over and we had Rock Band set up.
Yeah, that was fun.
And like you could download like different tracks, right? And for Rock Band, like that weren't on the original one it came with. So we all downloaded a bunch of Day to Remember stuff. And as you know, I was in a band, so like I was a singer. No, CJ knows.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I saw the evidence.
We all did like a Day to Remember. I mean, it was one of those nights where it was like all my friends were over and like one of the guys was like, "Hey, I brought my Rock Band." I was like, "Cool, let's set it up." And like just to give you an idea of what we had, 5 people living in a 3-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, it was nasty.
The walls were they were white at one point, but what we did was we brought in blacklight markers, like different markers and stuff, and people could write their names on the wall and draw whatever. We didn't get our deposit back, we knew that, but so like we put black lights all around there, and like so we had black lights with all the paint on the wall and like the music playing. I'm sure my neighbors hated me, but Rock Band going, beer pong. Hey, that was there. That was a different time in my life.
Yeah.
But it was like one of those times where I was like, this is so cool. Like, but that was the last time I played like a rhythm game, because after that it was like shortly after Rock Band, guitar, they all just died. It's like they all died at the same time.
Yeah.
It was weird. So that was the last time I think I saw you play, because you played the guitar that night.
Yeah.
And that was the last time I saw her really pick up a video game, other than when I made her play Rocket League with me.
Which I was terrible.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I think we should bring Rock Band back, and if Victoria can do the guitar, I'll do the drums, and you can definitely do the singing.
I believe in a thing called love. Yep, I've got it. Still got it.
We'll find something for you. You can play Call of Duty.
I'm not good at those rhythm games, like DDR and like I tried to play Guitar Hero and Rock Band, and I would
pay money to see you play DDR. I would pay money to see that. That would be the best.
Yeah,
actually, Dave & Buster's has that.
They have the DDR.
Oh yeah, and but usually though, like when you go there, it's usually like some 17 or 18-year-old like 3-4 people that just stay. That's all they play is that game. And they take it serious. I mean, they got the sweatbands on. They're sweating up a storm. High-fiving each other when they get off. I'm like, cool, man.
I don't know. I think it's more the 30-year-olds that just let it go.
Right.
Total diehards and don't know where else to play it. So they just show up at Dave & Buster's.
Yep.
And they feel their moment.
Look, now, I will say this. Have you guys been to Dave & Buster's lately? Yeah, you guys have been. Like,
we went with Charles and Gray.
And So, did they have the Mario Kart at that Dave & Buster's?
Yeah, we played it. Yeah, they had Mario Kart.
Dude, when I saw that, I was like, who? I don't want to leave. Like, I was supposed to play that all night, but
it's so funny that it's like it's built to be an esports facility, is what it is. Like they're competitive games. As we digress down this little like area.
Yeah.
Right, so I want to bring it back to the girls and your experience with some of this stuff, because I'm really like curious.
Oh, let me ask her a question. Well, for you then, I'll ask this since you did, and you can ask Victoria. So, when CJ first came up to you and was like, I want to do esports, this guy approached me, what was your take on it? Like, what were you thinking? I want to know, because my wife probably thought close to the same thing.
I said, what's esports?
So when
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard of it until like January.
So when he explained it to you, were you like, still don't quite understand? Or were you like, did he have to like take time and like really go over it with you?
He had to go over it with me like 5 times.
And then take you to an event?
Yeah. The event helped. I'm a very visual person.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how I learn and truly retain things the best. So he was like, you've asked me the same question a million times, Sarah. I've told you this. I'm sick of telling you this. And I was like, I'll just stop asking. And so then it was like the first event where I truly got a feel for what it was about, which was
event
playthrough.
Was playthrough? Okay.
And I was like, oh, this is the world of nerds.
Yes. Yeah. And our booth was right across from that booth that had like all the anime stuff too, so it really wasn't helping out. It was like plushies and anime and stuff. And then behind our booth was like CJ like about to pull his hair out because that tournament PlayStations we thought we had them fixed, and then they start breaking, and I was like, oh man, this is not good.
It was a crazy event.
It was.
But it was a lot of fun, and I got to see him more in his element, which gave me joy. So
Yeah.
I think for any time you see your loved one in a moment of true joy, it warms your heart. So I had more of an understanding. It's not something that I'm passionate about, obviously, considering my history with the last thing being DDR and Rock Band. So League of Legends I had never heard of. Call of Duty I only knew because of him, and he used to play it a lot in college. Rocket League I'd never heard of. All those games were totally new to me. And honestly, it was hard for me. I had to push myself to have even a desire at first to want to learn more.
Yeah.
And the only reason I wanted to know more was because it was such a big passion of his and a huge part of his life. And we were obviously, newly married.
Yeah.
So it was something that I had to be on board with, and I wanted to support for his sake. So that's kind of how we first got into it, and I've just kind of been learning as I go.
Oh yeah.
And I also drink a lot of wine.
If you'd have said Bang, I would have been like, high five. You're really pushing that sponsorship. I drink a lot of Bang.
What about you, Victoria, when Josh was like, I'm going to start this esports organization, how did that conversation go? What did it look like?
It was, I want to say, over about a span of like 5 years.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah, Josh is very, gosh, like how do I say this without being
very buff on this camera? I'm doing Skype all the time.
I don't know. Josh was kind of like all talk, no walk type thing. You know what I'm saying? So he would talk about it all the time and just like esports in general, like, isn't this crazy that this is a thing? Or like, show me how much money this gamer has made, or this entrepreneur has made. And I'm like, yep, that's so cool. But it was almost like in one ear and out the other, because it never was something that he for real pursued. You know what I mean? It was just something that it was like casual conversation. It wasn't until, like, I will remember the day forever that Josh was like, I'm over it. I'm going to start my own esports organization. It was the same day that it got released to the public that Michael Jordan invested.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah. When he invested his $20-something million into whatever team. Yeah. And Josh was like, he's in our backyard. He lives in Charlotte. I'm pissed. Ah!
I was.
He was so mad. He was like, he should have invested into my esports organization. This is garbage. This sucks. I'm going to bring him back. I'm bringing him home. Let's do it. And honestly, and then the next day he was on Reddit and he was like, I'm bringing major esports to Charlotte. Da da da. And everybody on Reddit was like, yeah, man, you suck. Like, good try.
Yeah, they were.
This happened already. Someone tried to do this and then they sold out. And who was it?
Envious.
Yeah. Hashtag.
I hope no one from Envious watches this.
Whatever. I don't care. You don't know me.
You don't know me.
I'm just kidding. Hello, let's be friends. So yeah, everyone was awful. So rude to him on Reddit. And Josh was like, yeah, LOL, joke's on you. Watch me in a year. LOL, like I'm for real. I'm not playing. Like, this is gonna happen. And then that's really like when the grind started, and not that I wasn't allowed to have a say. He was going to do it with or without my support, because at that point, it was almost like Michael Jordan not investing in him. It was like a personal hit on him.
Yeah, Michael Jordan, if you're watching this, you're the reason why this happened.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah.
I'm still mad at you.
So right? Yeah. Yeah.
But no, because I came to her and I was like, because me and Ty talked about a drill. And I was just like, I gotta do it, man.
Yeah.
Too much money going on. Nothing's happening in Charlotte, really. There still is stuff happening outside of our organization,
Sure.
but not to the level of what we do. Like they don't mind. Like, fighting game communities aren't big communities, anyways. They've always been a smaller thing. So, but she was pretty supportive. She's always been supportive. I don't think, if anything, she gets mad when I don't do something right, she like, I can't believe you did. Like, you need to take this more serious. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that I get really upset. And this is where I like have to take myself out of it and remember that like, not that I'm just a CLT babe, but like I'm not in this. I'm around it. It's involved in my life, but like I don't have a say in it. But it at first, and even like sometimes still now, when Josh kind of like
It was more so at first. It hasn't been lately.
Yeah, but like when he would drop the ball or things, like he would just be like, "Man, I'm tired." I'm like, "No, like you have to grind 24/7. It has to be something that like you're on every single day. Like you right now are the brand. I mean, even before like you met CJ and Sarah and everything, like it had to be something that he was doing all day, every day. And so I would get super pissed because at first it was we didn't know how to find like our new normal of still making time for our family. We have a 4-year-old. We both have jobs. I have my own business. Like we weren't finding that ground. So if you're gonna like take time away from me and take time away from our family to get this business off the ground, like you better be on it all the time and represent yourself in a way that's respectable and professional. And yeah, that would piss me off for sure. So make it worth my time, you know.
She brings the fire. Look at that.
Yeah.
You know, I like that. I like the mentality that behind it because it is like we're still in a grind phase, right?
Totally.
Like, we're still trying to like develop different parts of the business and push some stuff. So like that passion and desire kind of I see it bleed off of you into Josh and then back and forth. Like, and I think that's awesome. Like I like that a lot. Teamwork, and that's what Sarah does for me. I mean, you help me in numerous ways. Just bouncing ideas off you and things like that. So.
Glad I can help.
Well, I really like what I like seeing from you guys is I like seeing how she came from not knowing esports and how you like kind of just taught her about it, and now she understands a lot more and helps out a lot. Like when she came to playthrough and helped out with the whole like registration thing, like that was huge because me and CJ were busy that whole day. Like there was nothing. Like I would not have had time to take care of registration, you know, track down players, give them out their shirts and stuff. So like just seeing that, like that level of involvement from like, you know, someone who I just brought on as a managing partner was like huge. I was like, okay, she gets it. Like she's understanding. She sees the big picture of everything. So that was
not to
cool.
like knock the men in the organization or anything like that, but I feel like as a woman, especially in somewhere like. And I Sarah's like this too, like if you see an opportunity where like you could be used and someone could potentially have help, like a woman is just gonna step in and just kind of like figure it out type thing. So I'm sure that's kind of how that happened.
Well,
like,
we saw
you guys were huge for the Call of Duty event too.
Mm-hmm. That was a united
you
front.
Girls, like you manned like the front of the registration booth, the snacks, all the things that happened with the food, like, and that was
girl power.
Power, that's right. But like, how was that event for y'all? Like, what did you think going into it? Yeah.
I'm sorry. I want to go back to what Josh was saying about playthrough really quick because playthrough, as I mentioned, was a impactful event for me. Mostly, yes. I mean, it gave me exposure to the industry, what it was about for you guys, seeing you in action, which was cool, especially seeing you two work together for the first time. But the biggest thing that I took out of that was your team as a whole, the staff, the volunteers, your group of people. And that was the biggest thing that made me excited to be a part of the event and to get to be a part of CLT Esports was seeing how invested people were, seeing the passion behind it, and seeing a lot of the loyalty that you had. I didn't have a lot of time to sit down and talk with people, but people were working hard, and I just had a lot of respect for that. I was like, wow, these people are serious, and they love it. They respect the people that they're working with and around. They like process and structure, which I'm all about. So loved that, and it made me excited. I was like, these people have like a level head on their shoulders. They want to be a part of something bigger, and they're all working together to make it happen. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that would be. So she'd be talking about Blake, Jason, Ty, Blake Hawkins, Tanner Hawkins was there, Jaden,
Who, like, totally, I'm gonna throw this out there if they watch this.
They
Like,
do.
I don't know why people haven't come up with this yet to call them JD and JB. Like, what the heck?
Didn't someone say that?
Like,
Didn't someone say that?
I hate when I hear you guys and you're like, J Ben or J Din. Oh, it kills me.
Really pronunciation.
At first, it took me a long time, but now I got it.
Did you have it finally?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
it. Yeah.
It's
Because I spent a lot of time with both of them at
Yeah.
GexCon. It was when we went up to Virginia. I was with them like all weekend. I was like, okay, now I got it. It just took me that moment. I needed to be with them in real life for a little while.
Yeah. They,
Sorry. So what was your question?
So I wanted to go like, so going into the Call of Duty event, obviously, Victoria, had you been to another event before that? Had you been to something? Or-
Yeah, so I used to work for a company called Nakajima USA, which is super Asian. They own Sanrio's, which is basically like Hello Kitty. Well, it is Hello Kitty stores. And I worked NecoCon before, so I had like been around esports before.
she brought me back a sweet hoodie.
Yeah.
You know, I always joke all those vendors for selling anime stuff. My wife brings it to me and I love it. Like when
Yeah.
she was at NecoCon, she brought me back like a
It was
Attack on Titan hoodie.
yeah.
I still have it upstairs, like some keychains and stuff.
But yeah, so that was my
you're
first.
Everything we hated about esports.
I
right now.
know.
That's what you are.
Don't tell anyone.
Yeah. Don't like let him front that he
Don't-
like doesn't care about that stuff because he does. He's
I-
super weird. Super weird.
Share space with anime people. I don't want to share space with anime people.
Hey man,
Don't.
I'm not a weeb, but I definitely have a Crunchyroll account and watch it. So I'm just saying.
All right, Victoria, tell
Yeah.
me more about this role you had and what you.
Oh yeah. So I had a booth in the like retail shop. So I wasn't in where gaming and stuff happened, but like when I have breaks or had the time to go and check out the areas at the convention center. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. Like,
Well, it wasn't nearly as big as what it is now either.
I know it was super small. It was definitely more for like a cosplay retail type thing, more so than for gaming. And it there were panels there. They had a couple of celebrities there, and then some like local people, local shops, stuff like that. But nothing. I mean,
Well, your brother also games too. That's how you.
oh yeah, my brother plays League and WoW. And oh my god, I hate WoW. Oh my god.
Yeah, she really. Man, everyone's gonna gang up.
Just because of you, Aaron.
Everyone's gonna like gang up on me now because
Yeah,
of that.
oh my god, like seriously, I'm gonna put on Josh's like tombstone. I'm feared. I hate that effing game. It sucks.
Yeah, so I'm very vocal when I play. Like, we'll play Rocket League on PC one day again, and you'll see. Like, I talk a lot.
It's
Like,
annoying.
I'm all about awareness in games. I gotta know where everyone's at, and vice versa. Yeah.
Stupid.
It's the same. So like, being
So
feared
loud,
that's a
Sarah.
form of crowd control, and like every class has it. So when I get feared, I'm always like, I'm feared, like smashing my keyboard. She's like, shut up.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You
sorry.
gotta call out.
Our bedroom is on the other side of this wall.
Oh yeah.
And this is his game room, in which he likes to stay up until 3 in the morning playing Call of Duty.
Insane.
So we
You
had
think I'm
some
bad.
issues
Yeah. It's
The noise level.
for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
you gotta
regard.
call out. I'm trying to win the game. Don't you want a winner in
Then
your life?
pick a different room. Or different
Yeah.
times of the day.
Yeah. Josh is deaf in
We're
one
getting-
ear,
we're
so
working.
oh yeah, we are. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, he's deaf in one ear, so like
Not completely, but I've lost a lot of hearing
It is,
from
it
the
is.
Navy.
Rock band, 'cause he was
that
rock.
is right.
No, that was because of the Navy. I just never wore hearing protection down where the engines, even though I should have.
Yeah.
So like I lost hearing in one ear.
So he's like loud naturally by itself. So I hate the loudness. No.
It's great
It's
though.
hard.
When I get really old though, I'm like, what? What?
But I loved the Call of Duty tournament. I mean, it was a lot. But like seriously, Sarah, I mean, she's just is like amazing. Like she showed up with her laptop, like everything was, and this is like CJ. I mean, I feel like everything that Josh is not is exactly what CJ brings to the table.
Yep.
Like in our organization, like just like your business mindset and the way that you think of things and financial. And I just So he came, showed up with all that stuff, like, good to go. And Sarah, like, was not having it. Like, you're here, you're this team. Okay, is everybody else with you? You're not getting a wristband then until your whole team gets here. Like, it's not happening. Don't try to pass me.
I mean, disaster.
Yeah. So she really, like, held it down as a Call of Duty, and I feel like I learned from her there. So I'm grateful that you went to play through, so that way you knew, like, we're not taking this crap. Give me your $20 for your day pass or your $10. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't have done it without Victoria. I was like, how would I have done wristbands and checking in? These poor people would have been standing here for 20 minutes, and they would have just turned around and gone home. So
yeah,
it was definitely a mutual. It was a dual match. It worked well. We needed 2 people.
But what about, like, so going into the event, you're both kind of like, what? I mean, you maybe had a better idea from playthrough, but, like, your thoughts after the event, what happened, and, like, did it give you a different appreciation for the game and watching the players kind of experience what they experienced, or, like, was it just kind of like the kids showed up and played games? Like, well, were you immersified in it or not really?
Are you asking me or Victoria?
I don't care, either one.
It's open questions.
Yeah. It's a kind of a double answer, if you could say. I left feeling totally like Mama Bear mode. Like, oh my gosh, these kids! It's like 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah,
you drank like that one kid who had like 100 Red Bulls. Like, you're gonna have a heart attack and die.
Thank you. That was going through my mind.
Yeah.
Okay, because she came up to me.
Fuel them with something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
so
came up to
like,
me and was like, "You need to tell him." I was like, "I can't tell him anything."
I know.
Like,
So, and it's like, you can't tell these, and
know.
you know what? Whatever. But like,
Sorry, we're sold out.
I also. I also was kind of like, when we had the meeting, I mean, and then, so like, I had that kind of like Mama Bear sense, but then after I was like, this is amazing. Like, look at every single person in this room right now, and everybody has at least one thing in common. Like, we are all here to if you're part of the crew, you're here to put on like a good show for people, a good tournament. And if you're playing in the tournament, it's because you are passionate about the game. Like, everyone had the community sense in common, and like, that just amazes me that that's even a thing that people can have in common, and you can bring people together on. I thought that was amazing. The team meeting before, I loved being in there for that, to hear like how you guys interact with each other. I totally agree with you and what you were saying about the guys. Like, I think that we have an amazing team of people who just truly love what we're doing and love the community and want to bring it here to spread like awareness to it and to make it big. So yeah, I saw both sides, but like, I semi was kind of worried, you know, about them, because I don't know. I mean, and people who are like in front of the computer all day, and like, your brain is gonna mush and your eyes are gonna fall out, and like, you know, I don't know. That part I'm still trying to wrap my head around, but
yeah, like when it's too, like, this was the best. Okay, what was it, last Saturday? It was like 12:30 at night, and I hear from the top of the steps, Joshua Steven Richardson, do you know what time it is? I'm like, it's only 12:30. She's like, you need to come to bed right now. I'm like, okay, Mom. She's like, what? I was like, nothing. Like, I went to bed, but it's like one of those things, like, she's still trying to get used to, like, that's when most gaming takes place.
Yeah.
Is usually from like late night, like 10 o'clock to like 2 in the morning is like when the gamers are usually on, like the real competitive ones. So like, you have to, if you want to connect with them, you have to be in the games at that time, talking to them. I find myself half the time meeting people in these games, I'll just talk with them, like, even after the game. We'll get like Discord or something, just talk and stuff, and they find out about us through that. And so it's cool to be able to like connect that way too.
So yeah, I worry about the guys. I worry about their health and their general well-being. But I mean, they're doing what they love, and I mean, how can you get mad at somebody if it's genuinely something that they love and that they care about? I mean, who am I to tell them to not? I do get worried about health stuff.
I would say it was a very love-hate feeling by the end of the day. One, I was just utterly exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm not used to being around gaming for 12 hours in a day. And as much as I love sitting in one place for that long, it was a little bit much for me. It was a little overwhelming. However, aside from, so here's my cons. That was one. I was exhausted.
Yeah.
My other con was I was seeing a lot of room for improvement that my mind just kind of goes to automatically, and I'm like, how could we make this better? What could we be doing differently? We need to remember this for next time. But that's also a pro, because that's just how we learn and how we get better, and you don't know unless you make mistakes. Other pros was, I will say, I loved the camaraderie. I wish there was a little more mingling amongst teams, like different teams, as opposed to just people talking within their team.
Oh yeah, that's not going to happen.
But I get that you're competing, so I get that. And I also thought it was so cool seeing the amount of dedication people were willing to put in, coming in from all parts of the state, out of the state. It said a lot about the work that was put into building the event to make it happen, and also to the game itself and the people that wanted to be involved in it. So I thought that was a huge pro.
Totally.
And I loved seeing that and feeling like I was a part of something that involved people coming in from out of state and coming together to be a part of it.
Yeah. I guess I'll field the next question for you guys then. So now that we've talked about the past, the gaming, your experiences and stuff, like where do you, from your point of view, what do you see like happening in the future? Because I want to hear from you. Me and CJ, and the team, we always talk about what we want in the future. What would be cool? What would you guys like? What would you guys be like? Oh, that's really cool if this happened or if they did that. Like just dreams, What? Yeah, I want to hear it. Like
that's my dream. He's my dreamer right there. That's my dream.
I am. Victoria and I talk about this.
I love to be like I love where we're kind of living right now. We're living in the moments of, hey, do you remember when? Like at our next event, we're gonna say, oh my gosh, do you remember at the Call of Duty when we did this or when this happened? Or so, I try not to get too much in the future.
She does not like to do that.
Yeah.
It's hard to play this game with her. She's like, nope. I'm like,
I think what I could say, like my hopes and my wishes for the company, but like to see something set in stone. I do not like to put my eggs in a basket that does not exist. I hate that. I hate that very much. I guess for me, I would love for Charlotte Esports to be the esports hub for North Carolina, for the Eastern region. I would love that. It makes me very proud to think of like the things that we've done and where we've come from. There's just so much in the works, like behind scenes that doesn't get put out, and I see the work that goes into it, and I think Sarah too, like it never is turned off for us. Like we are with our men all the time, so we know the conversations that are being had. We see the potential. We see the people who are reaching out to Josh and CJ. Like so, it's exciting for that. I hope for Charlotte Esports to be the biggest esports organization in the state and in the Eastern region. I would love to see more women playing on our teams.
Yes, CLT Babes.
Yeah.
We need them.
Represent.
Like, do your thing, boo. It's not for me, but like, I will be your #1 fan.
Actually, you're the one who brought up Karma from Splice, the female Rocket League player. She showed me this like document.
Yeah, she's
I never heard of
super
it
good.
before. Yeah, she just got dropped. Their whole team got dropped.
Aww.
Yeah.
It's actually something I would totally do. Like I don't really care how good they are. I would hire like an all-girls team to compete just because of the PR.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, like being the Queen City with a bunch of female players on a team, like that seems like a great idea.
Well, Princess
like,
Blake, we could make him Queen
That's
Blake.
Right. Blake, you can be the captain of the team. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I hope that. And then, like total sidebar, but like, I want all of us to have like a beach house and have it be like a CLT crew, like place where we could all like vacay.
Yes, I'm okay with that.
So if we're dreaming, like that's where I would dream. But
as long as I have margarita glasses with the Charlotte Esports logo on it, I'll be happy.
Everything will have the Charlotte Esports logo. Our toilet paper. Not kidding, that toilet paper.
Yeah, I'm about to say what?
I don't know.
Excuse me. Maybe it's our old logo.
And right now, like I think 6 months goals. I would really like for our guys to be able to see some revenue.
I think we're all thinking that. Like, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Because So right now everyone is like on a volunteer basis still, which I mean it just goes to show like how much the team believes in this and what we're doing, and everyone does see it being everything that we want it to be. I don't think that we're kind of like building the mold here type thing. So there's nothing that, why not? There's nothing that we can't do, really.
So I guess we could point the camera to Sarah now. What would you be like consider like a cool thing, like an idea that you had that you'd love to see in the future, like something to happen?
Well, I'm curious to see the company expand as a whole. I think from an internal perspective especially, I think for me it's really interesting seeing what both of your strengths are and the strengths of the team that you have in place. So when I stop and think about it, and we obviously all want this to grow. That's the number one goal. We want growth. We want to become a hub. We want to become a staple in the city. We want to get more people involved and figure out the best way to connect. Eventually we're already doing it. We're already doing a bunch of marketing and hosting events, but
making podcasts
out on social media.
Yeah.
So taking it to the next step of, okay, yes, revenue is a key part in that, and consistency in that is a huge goal. I think there's a lot in the works. I think that's also something that we talk about a lot.
Yeah.
So I think not just having things in the works, but really getting some things
happening
in that, and then expanding on it, because we can't make much more happen unless we actually start to expand.
You're right.
And
I'm with you.
I just think seeing, for me, I love seeing what everyone's already doing, where your strengths are, and kind of seeing what roles are going to develop with time.
Sure.
Yeah. No, you hit it on the head. I mean, it's funny that you say that because, me and Victoria talk about it all the time. Like, we feel like with what we've done and the stuff that's in the works and the people that we've talked to, we're like right on the edge of where things are going to start happening. When that first thing starts happening, it's really going to take off. And we're always like, she's always like, hey, just keep going, keep doing it, because like literally it could be, the next week or whatever, something could happen and completely change everything. So, and that really goes, me and CJ, that even goes to the team. Our team is absolutely outstanding. They're the ones who do without them, none of this could happen. Like the events would never happen. I mean, just the level of dedication that they get, like that they bring to the table, has made this possible. I actually feel like, when we're talking about CJ's like, hey, did this and this get done? I'm like, oh yeah, this guy was doing it. I asked him, they're like, oh yeah, I got it done. I'm like, wow, was not actually expecting you to say you got it done, but okay, cool. Mm-hmm. So, this shows the dedication. Our team is like, we ask them to do something, and 9 times out of 10.
They ask us to do stuff constantly. They're like, hey, what else can I do? So it's like, sometimes it's like we are searching for that next position that they're going to fill, which is fun too. Like, because we've done a lot more of delegation recently where we're giving stuff out for people to do, which has been super fun to see in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and hopefully, we'll have some spots for some women if they want to apply to work. I
found our first CLT streamer that's a female.
That's sick.
On Twitter. She followed us, and now we're setting her up with logos and stuff. And I don't think she has many followers. She's got like 5, like she's starting from the bottom. But it's just somebody who's in Charlotte that was passionate about the space, so we're just pushing them off. So.
Hey, if they hop on before we start making all the money, they're going to grow too. Because the way I look at it is when we have the money, right, to put in back into our like streamers, like we can at that point hire like influencers that live in Charlotte. Like I was looking at, there's plenty of influencers in Charlotte that like have big following, like females, but I guarantee without the money, they're not going to come. So if we can get people in early and join our platform, they grow with it. So,
I'm kind of semi-passionate about people who, like, maybe don't even have that influencer brand yet. Like, to be a space where we can give people the chance.
So we're doing Jabin.
You know what I mean? I love that. I love that idea of, since we started out so small, started out where we had nobody available for us to really give us a chance. I mean, literally started with nothing, like less than nothing. I think that's a great.
He was what,
A
3
place to
people? It was
be.
me, Ty, and Jabin. At the
Yeah.
first, there was me, Ty, and Jabin at the first,
Yeah.
our first Fortnite event, and then literally the second Fortnite event, Blake and Jason.
Mhm.
Jason.
I met them there.
Yeah.
We grabbed them, and then.
And like, how cool is that? I mean, do people know their story? How they just came, like they emailed Josh.
That was on
that's
the first
amazing.
podcast or
Oh
something.
yeah, I watched that.
So the
I watched
the
that.
first podcast was Ty, and the second one was Blake and Jason, and then we did one with just me and Josh after that. And now we're just we're trying to get everybody on at some point, and that's why it was really important for us to be able to allow you guys an opportunity because you're part of the team, right? Like when we did our Call of Duty event, you ran this registration booth, right? Like there was opportunities for you guys to be seen in the spotlight from other people that are like, hey, what is CLT? And you guys are part of that brand and what that is. So it's like in the future, like they're gonna see you again and they're gonna be like, oh, Sarah, hey, I remember you from the last one, or hey, Victoria, I remember you from the last one, and thank you so much, and you're the best, and you're a babe.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna say, hey, you shut your mouth.
I'm gonna shut your mouth.
You're gonna talk
okay?
about my wife.
Hey, that's my wife.
No, it'd probably be like Sinatra. It'd be like, dude, I'm just messing. I'm like, sorry, man. Sorry.
Calm down, dude. All right.
But yeah,
We miss you,
Yeah.
Sinatra.
Aw.
yeah, he's supposed to be in our meeting tonight.
It's so funny, like, I think of, like, all the people that are gonna watch this, and I've, like, called a couple of them out in this thing, but it's so fun that I just love our community.
Yeah.
I do, and I know you guys have all said it, but it's like, they're amazing. Like, they make this special. Without them, it wouldn't be as special as what it is.
Yeah.
Not even close. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
family.
Oh, are we done with this? Is this over? Are we still doing this?
Well, I mean, it's like, we're about to be done. It's,
Okay.
Why?
I don't know. Just like one more. Okay. Like,
Go ahead.
Yeah.
what did you think, Sarah, when you met us? Like when you
Oh.
first time like the 4 of us met.
Was it Pintville?
No,
was our first time
Josh's
hanging out?
house.
No, when they came over
that's
here.
right, that's right.
Yeah.
So CJ told me like the day before, I think maybe the day of, like, hey, we're gonna go meet some new friends, and it's a potential business partner. But he made it so nonchalant, and it was like, it's no big deal. I don't really know what's gonna come of this, or like probably nothing. But like, hey, let's just go meet him, hang out, and like make some new friends. And I was just like, is this gonna be a late night? Cause I'm tired. Like middle of the week, I was like, bedtime is 10:30. And I didn't really know what to expect. Again, I didn't ask a whole lot of questions because he didn't seem like he wanted to give that like a whole lot of information. It was just kind of like, hey, it's just casual, like
Yeah.
I
hanging out.
like to push Sarah in the pool sometimes.
He does. He just kind of lets me feel things out and then asks
That's
the
cool.
questions later. So I was just kind of like, okay, we're gonna make some new friends. And I was like, I'm so excited. I was like, thank God, because I have no friends here.
Yeah.
So like, let's make friends. So we went over to your house, and then I see like a little pink bike out front, and I was like, oh, they have kids. And I got real excited. And then Josh came out and was like the friendliest person that I've ever met. Like, greatest first impression. He like was hugging and like so hospitable and just like, I'm making you guys buffalo chicken dip.
I made that. You liar.
Give me that headphone.
Give me home in a minute, and she's so excited to meet you. And I was like, oh man, I just found out about this, but I'm super excited to make friends.
Yeah.
So, yes. And it was just super fun. I got to hang out with Ava a little bit, and then Victoria came home, and it was a fun
Ava.
night. And then I realized, like, oh, this is like, there has been a lot of conversations prior to
Yeah.
that I was not a part of, nor was I anticipating. And I felt like Victoria knew a whole lot more about what was going on that night than
Yeah.
I did.
CJ brought spreadsheets, you guys. Like.
Oh my goodness. I was just like awkwardly sitting on the couch for the first 2 minutes, and then I was like, oh dang, there's been a lot of conversations.
Yeah.
And then Victoria and I started talking, and it was like, she was like, so what do you think of esports, and what do you think of video games,
Yeah.
and how long is CJ, and how does it make you feel? And I was like, oh, she gets me.
Well, yeah, and I just like fell in love with Sarah. Like, for real, I told Josh, like, when you guys left, I was like, I don't really care if, like, yeah, I don't, like, at that point, I was like, whatever with the business, like, but I wanted her to be, like, on board with it so that we could hang out. Like, I just wanted her to kind of, like what we were doing so that we could become friends.
Well, I
'Cause
remember-
we just, like, yeah.
Well, I remember exactly what she said. She said, do you think she liked me? You think we're gonna hang out, right? Do you think and I was like, yes, you're fine.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, it was so fun, and then I was just like, these people are so down to earth, and I loved it. So like we came out of it, and we were like, when are we gonna hang out again?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the next one was Pineville, and then me and CJ ran the cornhole.
Yeah.
And we went
Yeah,
to command post
crushed
before
it.
that. Remember? We had
Oh
command post.
yeah.
My cornhole skills are normally a lot better than that. I would like to add. It was a
Hey,
weird
I
moment.
believe.
Mine are. I was like bomb that night, and I'm never
You
that
were
good. I'm
so
terrible.
good.
I'm
No,
terrible.
guys, I promise I'm better than that.
I
used
believe
to play
you.
in a cornhole league. Like, come on.
We gotta
do it
find
again.
one. We gotta find one around here and make the Charlotte Esports cornhole team.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be fun. We
They
can make
are
some
so
videos
fun.
from that.
Yeah.
You think I'm joking? I'll join a cornhole league. I will. Gets me out of the
We
house.
need to make the boards with the logo on it.
Yeah,
That'd
we
be
could.
sick.
We could
Yeah,
make those.
CLT boards.
Yeah.
Well, I need some for
Can't
the
beat that
Panthers
in the
games.
color.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah, we
That's
definitely
your
need
next
them.
giveaway.
Nice.
Giveaway? Pff, I'm keeping them. What are you talking about? I'll give them away to myself.
Hey, we're going to the Bills Panthers preseason game if you guys want to come.
Yeah.
I just
wanna
call-
go.
John Mark, if you're watching this, I need Bills,
Yeah.
Panthers tickets.
Johnny's in the box. Yeah.
No, those would actually. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
I forgot they were even playing.
Shout out to John Mark in the city of Charlotte, just to hook in
Yes.
Josh up with a trip to go to Atlantic City and
Mhm.
go to the esports summits and meet some cool people and talk about esports for the city of Charlotte to bring esports here.
You know, the funny thing is, I went up there to consult for the city of Charlotte, but ended up like meeting so many more people that will be much more valuable for Charlotte esports, and at the same time, it's good for Charlotte because by bringing those people here, it will just help out. But it was definitely. People found out who Charlotte. Trust me, I was
Yeah.
plugging Charlotte Esports the whole time. I don't have any more business cards. I was handing them all out. I was wearing my Charlotte Esports shirt everywhere, so it was definitely cool. It was actually kind of cool to like see what it was like to consult as an esports. Like it was weird. I've never done like consulting like that. I've always just talked to people about it. So actually doing the consulting part was cool. But
Yeah.
maybe we'll have we'll do like. Let's say we'll do like bang marketing and have our. But I was like, I don't want my wife in like bathing suits for all of like these people
Yeah,
to see.
I'm not getting in no bathing suit for nobody, especially
about
for no
me?
bang.
I'll give you a bang.
This is a family-friendly podcast.
I meant the drink, guys. Come on.
Josh came home with the nastiest bang. Like, y'all.
It was the purple one.
the
I like the
purple
purple
one was the
The
nastiest.
purple one was the best.
Purple haze.
Ah.
Yeah.
Midnight grape or whatever.
Yeah. There's another one that's a sour green. It's a sour
I
apple
mean,
one.
the bang was awesome, and everybody should go drink it right now.
How
Just
dare
so
you.
the context for everybody, we were talking to Bang about they sponsor our events, and I
Yeah.
say sponsor kind of loosely. They will provide free energy drinks and bring like the girls in the truck out
Yeah.
to any event we host. So
Which,
Super-
if you are not a gamer and you know nothing about what Bang is, like I didn't until
oh,
this came
It's
into
an energy
it's
drink.
an energy drink. Maybe some people didn't know that. Just putting that out there.
Well, and
But
it's,
yes, I'll try it.
well, it's not even just for gamers. It's a pre-workout actually energy
It's
drink.
healthy.
It's got creatine. It's got all the stuff that pre-workout has in
Yeah.
it. It's actually not like a monster.
you're supposed to drink it with your salad. It's great. It's like you got your
And if you're a single guy and you don't play games, still come to our events because the Bang Girls will be there and you can
Yeah,
try
they're
it.
super attractive, and you could get with each one of them.
Yep. That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for that reaction. I was like,
yeah. I'm married. I love you.
but this is what he said. He actually said this. He said, yeah,
I love
the Bang
you.
Girls are attractive, but my wife is way hotter.
Yeah,
That's
I
what he
heard you
said.
say that. No,
But
because the
those
Bang Girls.
are not CLT babes.
Yeah.
Nope.
Because they came to the house when they dropped off all of the.
What was her name? Valencia? Valentina.
Valentina.
Oh yeah.
She came and dropped them off at the house. Thank you, Valentina. You're the
Yeah,
best.
yeah.
I
But
said
that was
Valencia.
sweet.
I look like a dummy now.
It's all good. She probably gets it.
She gets a bang. I wish I had one. Just throw it up right there.
Sweet.
Okay.
Photoshop.
So our next event, and we're gonna plug this just about every time now. September 7th. Actually, there might be another one.
Yeah,
we're talking about
let's just say guaranteed event is September
the
7th.
next guaranteed event with possible ones before that is the Call of Duty event, September
Look
7th.
at my arms.
$5,000 guaranteed prize pool.
I'll just Skype to where it's
The
at.
CLT Babes will be there running the registration booth. Josh will be there.
Show them guns.
Yeah, don't try to not pay for your day pass.
Yeah, Victoria will be there. You see these guns? Victoria's there? Yep. But no,
I'll chase you down.
I'll give you guys one time. You want to shout out to anybody?
Oh,
Your
yeah.
parents or your favorite friend or anybody that might see the podcast?
Wait,
you
what's my friend's name that I like that was at both events?
Oh, Ethan.
Ethan.
Ethan assume.
Ethan.
Ethan assume. Oh,
You
there
are
you
my
go.
friend.
Victoria.
Because I know a lot of people are watching this.
Your whole family.
Yep, I know.
Yeah.
I know for a fact your family's watching. They're
Um,
awesome. I'll shout out to their family. They're super supportive.
Yeah,
Really?
shout out.
Shout out to all the memes.
Oh yeah, I cannot wait for you guys to meet them. Are we going to NecoCon?
Yes.
Okay, at NecoCon in Virginia
It's,
Beach.
It's in the first week in November or something like that.
At
right?
the
Sorry,
beach
Sarah.
though. At the beach,
Okay,
ocean
that's how I
front.
found out about all these events. It's usually through you guys. Not
Well, yeah. Oh
I
my
didn't
gosh.
know we were going.
We are. It's at the beach, man. We're going. If I'll go by myself, I don't even care.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
And NecoCon is definitely blown up big, and it's a cool space. It's right there on the beach. I mean, it's awesome. Even if we just go as like a CLT vacay,
CLT Babe
I mean,
vacay?
especially in the month of November. That sounds
That sounds like a YouTube video.
Well,
right there.
the great
Oh,
thing about that time of year, and the beginning, it's still like hot. It's not like cold. It's still cooling down. So like it could possibly still be like very much a beachy type thing where we go to the beach.
Oh, November beach time.
I mean, I won't complain.
Right?
So,
It's nice.
but yeah. So shout out to
Oh yeah.
your mom.
You guys
My
gonna-
mom. I
You
made
guys-
it, Mom.
You're gonna
I
shout out
literally
to your
like
brother
scratching my. Oh, my brother.
and Tyler.
Oh, and Tyler.
Yeah, 'cause
and
he
his
just came
uncle. Yeah, he just came back from Bahrain, you guys.
He's been gone for a year, deployed over in Bahrain, so he's back now. Tyler, what's up? Don't forget, you want to order a jersey. We'll talk about that with you later.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Oh,
Yeah, woohoo.
yay.
So,
Sick.
is that it?
This is
Yeah,
fun.
Josh, go ahead and sign us off.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Total RNG. Next week, I don't know who we will have on, but we will have someone special.
Yo, comment below who you want to see
Yes.
Yeah.
next week.
Oh, yeah. And don't make it someone like ridiculous. Like,
Princess
Michael
Blake.
Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
well, I mean, I'll try, but I'd highly doubt I can get him on. But anyways, Princess Blake, he's already been on.
Okay.
But we'll get someone. Yeah. All right, guys. Until next time, let's rise above.
A
All right.
dove.
We'll see you guys.
A dove.
You guys. All right. I'll see you guys later.